να τη χαίρεσαι, στο καινούριο σου αγάπη. My friends, γεια σας. Τι κάνετε, καλά είσαι? Μπράβο. Welcome, Balkan Breakfast Season 1 Episode 8. Slowly but slowly, we're going to finish in 2, maybe 3 episodes for this season. My friends, today, a very important episode. A little bit of history and a little bit of present of why Balkan people moved to European Union, America, and blah 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 for a better life. So, my friends, you see, back in the days, let's say 70s, 80s, 90s, most of the Balkan countries were actually poor. Most of the Balkan countries, if not all, were under communism. They were literally waiting in line for bread or flour and water. Yes, it was actually that bad. So, back in the days, my friends, a lot of people from ex-Yugoslavia, Greece, Albania, Bulgaria, Romania, they started emigrating. I'm talking about 70s, 80s, 90s mostly now. For actually money, because they didn't have money. They were so poor that you cannot even imagine, my friends. These people now are, I don't know, second, maybe third generations of people there. They're settled. Some of them even forgot the languages. It is what it is. But, my friends, in today's modern times, let's say in the late 2000s, people started moving out from their countries not because of money, but because of a rotten system. What I'm trying to say, my friends, here, listen. Back in the days when they were working for money, when they were moving out for money, it was easy. They literally didn't have any money, so the only reason why they moved out is to actually earn money. Typical Gastarbeit. Typical. In today's modern age, people like me, let's say millennials, people maybe after me, Gen Z, Gen X, how do you call them? I don't know, doesn't matter, are moving out because their countries are not functional. They're not moving out for money now. This is really important, my friends. Not for money, but for actually a rotten system. Of course, there is some proportion of the people that are moving out for money. Of course, there's people from, let's say, rural areas, from small towns who didn't get any chance opportunities and they're moving out to drive trucks or to work construction. Yes. We should value every person. Doesn't matter if he's a doctor, lawyer, or he's a construction worker. Person is a person. Everybody is valuable in this world. Everybody. Learn that. Respect everybody. Men, women, older, younger. We're all equal. No, my friends. Now, let's say, mostly, as I mentioned, people are moving out because of corrupted, rotten system. Institutions that are not working. When you try to open, let's say, a company or something, we have this, local mafia, then you have government bureaucracy, which is too much hassle. Everything is a problem. Banks think that they're actually God themselves. Blah, 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 blah. My Balkan people know this problem. So, my friends, you see, doesn't matter if the countries are in EU or not. I'm talking about the Balkan now. Because, for example, Greece is in the European Union since 1985. 1985. It had its glory. It had its like really big uprising because let's be honest, Greece is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. I don't care what you think, but in my opinion, is the most beautiful country in the world. The people there, the ones that had access to good education, let's say, and access to European funds, actually progressed. And they stayed in the countries. They became lawyers, doctors, government officials. You know what I'm thinking about that, but doesn't matter. Big companies, there is a lot of big and really good companies in Greece. But my friends, there is also a big majority of Greece that still to this day is moving out to Western or Northern Europe for a better life. So you can see, even though Greece is in European Union since 1985, 39 years, my friend, in European Union. Still to this day, people are moving out. Still. Bulgaria is another example, my friends. They're in the European Union as well. Romania as well, my friends. European Union. Still you can see, to this day, people are moving out. Now, my friends, this is the Balkan dilemma. How? Why? You see, my friends, this is a message to the Westerners. Balkan people in majority are pretty much similar. Now the Balkan people will go, no, we're different. Ne, similar. Similar. Different tribes, similar people. Trust me. To this day, my friends, Balkan people are actually, how can I say, confused because most of the Balkan people, they don't want to move away from their country. A big majority. Because as I mentioned, and this is honest, I'm being honest with you, Balkan is the most beautiful region in Europe. I'm not even joking. Everything else, yes, these countries are nice here in Central Europe, West Europe, they're really nice. Nothing is comparing to the Balkans. It's the most beautiful region. Trust me. So, summa summarum, Balkan people, they don't want to move out. They have to move out because not all of them, I'm talking about the ones who moved out. My friends, you see, the system is so rotten still until this day that still in most of the countries is very corrupted, very stressful. And now maybe in these modern times, yes, there is money. It's not like before. But still, they're earning more West North than in the Balkans. Still. So you see, my friends, this is like short, let's say, summary of what I'm trying to say in this video. But the honest truth is that nobody wants to move out. We have to. Very important. So when you try, you Westerners, I'm talking to you, my friends now, when you try and judge a Balkan person for something, think about what I'm saying. Because first of all, you're judging your brothers and sisters from the same continent. You're not judging an illegal immigrant, even though there are illegals from Balkans who immigrate. It is what it is. But I'm talking about the majority of the people are legal. They just want normal life. Nothing more than that. And most of us are actually saving our money, investing, saving, blah, 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 and dreaming of going back to the Balkans one day. Most of us. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is really important, my friends, because the people from the other countries around the world who are immigrating, let's say, to Czech Republic or to Germany or to Norway, they don't want to go back. Maybe their country is torn up from war. Maybe they're from extremely poor country, blah, blah, blah. We are not. My friends, it's 2025, 2026 is knocking on the door. Internet, YouTube, I don't know, online businesses, TikTok, everything now is valuable. Developers working from home anyways. Now, my friends, do you see where is the how can I say the confusion of the Balkan people? Because nowadays a big majority of Balkan people emigrated, but also a big majority of Balkan people now, which are younger, are saying to themselves, okay, let's say for example I move to Düsseldorf. I'm gonna pay for an apartment, I don't know, 1,500 euros, bills, public transport, 2,000 euros per month, for example. For example, I don't know the prices, but for example. And they will earn, I don't know, maybe 4,000 euros around, right? My friends, you see, they're thinking that it's not, how can I say, it's not worth it anymore to move out from your country just for money. For system and for institutions and for other things, yes. Just for money, it's not worth it. And let's be honest, nowadays, most of the young people, they just want money. They really don't give a shit if there is a hole in the street, if there blah blah blah. They really don't care about this stuff like we do. Honestly. Now they only care about money. Shushka, BMW, Greece, Opa, super, top. The mentality is changing rapidly, my friends. Really rapid. Really important. Now, people like me who are here, right? There is millions like me in United Kingdom as well. Millions of Bulgarians and Romanians are now returning back home. Yes, slowly but surely. Hey, returning back home. Because if you do mathematica, right? You say, okay, money I'm earning here, I have one kid, two kids, three kids, I don't know. One wife, two wife. I have a wife, so girlfriend, so on. And you say to yourself, aha, a problem. The money is not the same. You're still not home. You're still not with your family and friends. You're abroad, but you're not living like you used to do, let's say, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, even 5 years ago. Hey, right. So now they're compiling their money and they're investing the money back home, which is very good because that's how you boost your local economy. That's really good. Now, my friends, there is a lot of things that you have to take into consideration that, for, this is honest, that even back home the prices are really high now, even higher than in some countries in European Union. There is also the mafia is still present. Let's be honest, the corruption is still present. Nothing went away. It just modernized. Same shit. And the problems are still there. Maybe they're just a little bit hidden under the carpet because all of the countries now are applying to enter European Union and then they want to be like good. It's like a facade, but inside is like a really old grandma with, you know, that's the reality. And most of these people are returning back home, renovating their houses, renovating their apartments. Some of them are trying to open businesses. Some of them are actually going back home but working for the country that they were living in, which is very good as well, my friends. Which is very good. You're gonna earn, let's say, good British salary in, I don't know, in Serbia, for example, or in Romania. Very good. That's very good. If you have that possibility, go for it, my friend. Go for it. Because I'm being honest with you, I'm in love with Europe as a continent. But Europe as a continent, it's not like it used to be before. The West took the money, the West took the power, the West took the brightest people from all over the world, and now it's trying to self-destruct itself. I really don't understand it. Really, my friends, I don't understand it. How is it possible for you to want to destruct your country, to put a TNT on Goveda? But, my friends, that's politics. We will talk in another video. You see, this is now the future for us Balkan people. Even though I'm still here because I like it here, I love it here, my mind is somewhere else. I'm still really angry because I had to move out, not because of money, but because of a rotten system. Nothing is functioning. The money is not the problem. In the end of the day, the money is not the problem. For most of people now, in modern times, back in the day is different. Now, who gives a shit? You can live in Macedonia, let's say, with 1,000 euros per month. Super. That's the reality, right? As I said, my friends, Balkans is no exception. We still adopted the inflation from here. We still adopted the prices from here. We're still dependent on import from European Union for most of, let's say, food, water, energy, and so on, because we were devastated in the past. That's for another video. You see, still it's getting expensive by the day, but it's still better to live if you have money back home, because people are not stupid. Even Polish people are, because there is like a lot of Polish people who are living in Iceland, Reykjavik. They're moving back to Poland. Same thing. You see, the mentality is changing now. And plus, we will never forget what the West did starting, let's say, 2015, even before that, with the people they brought to Europe: engineers, architects, doctors, lawyers. We will never forget about that. We were the first victim in the Balkans because we saw them. They were coming by boats to Greece and passing to go through Serbia, and doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about that. That's like a really big topic. We saw who was passing our borders. We saw and we knew. And now we are living that, let's say, reality, because the West wanted it. So now, my friends, you want to live Berlin, for example, where it's extremely expensive, full of people from all over the world. Most of them don't even have documents. And the ones who do and who are working for to pay so that the illegals can live for free. This is the reality, my friends. This is the reality nowadays. So I'm not blaming, sorry, Oba. So I'm not blaming my people that they're returning back home. My friends, in short, for this episode, think, really think before you act. The best option is to leave something here, leave something back home. So you can have two homes. That's how you will be rich. The Westerners, they don't have two homes, they have only one home. But we, because our parents didn't give us anything, and grandparents, they didn't have anything to give us. By that, they actually gave us everything. That's why where we are today, smarter and more managed, and we can manage millions more things than the rest of Europe. This is not all of us. Of course, there is always exceptions. There is always douchebags and idioti, but most of the normal people who actually came to educate themselves, work, learn new things, adapt into the new society, learned, actually started a new life. Now they're better, bigger, and stronger. Those are the people, my friends, that are needed right now in the Balkans. Not the low IQ ones who are still voting, hey, left there, right there. They destroy the country, not us. They're the only reason why we actually moved out in the first place. And the corrupted politicians. You see, my friends, summa summarum, this is the topic for today. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. I love you. Hey, I really love you. Maybe someday we will become bigger because I have a dream and I want to be honest with you. And by honesty, I want to grow, but together with you, not just alone. Together. If we don't go together, no point. My friends, thank you and see you into the next episode. Ciao.